Proverbs 3 does not shout. It speaks like a father sitting close, like wisdom handed down slowly, like instruction meant to shape a life over time, not just to inspire a moment. My son, do not forget my teaching. The chapter begins with remembrance, not ambition, not urgency, not hustle. Remember, keep wisdom in your heart. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. This is formation language. Proverbs 3 is not about quick results. It is about shaping who you become. And then comes one of the most familiar and most misunderstood lines in all of Scripture. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Trust. Do not lean. Submit. Let go. The command to trust assumes tension, because if life was simple, trust would not require effort. If outcomes were predictable, submission would not feel risky. If understanding were complete, we would not be tempted to lean on it. But Proverbs 3 assumes something else. It assumes we want control. We want to understand before we obey. We want clarity before we surrender. We want guarantees before we commit. And the chapter gently but firmly redirects us. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord. Turn away from evil. There is humility here. Letting go is not about passivity. It's about perspective. You're not the center. You're not the author of wisdom. You're not the final authority. Trust means releasing the illusion that your understanding is enough. Proverbs 3 continues by speaking of honoring the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits, with what feels scarce. Trust is not abstract. It touches your resources, your security, your planning. And then the chapter moves into something even deeper. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline. Trust also means receiving correction, not interpreting difficulty as rejection, not assuming pain means abandonment. The Lord disciplines those He loves. This is relational trust, the kind that believes that God's shaping hand is not against you, but for you. Proverbs 3 paints wisdom as something precious, more valuable than silver, more profitable than gold, more radiant than jewels. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Wisdom is not loud. It is life-giving. It holds the length of days in one hand, riches and honor in the other hand. Her ways are pleasant. Her paths are peace. Peace does not grow from control. It grows from trust. The chapter describes the Lord founding the earth by wisdom, establishing the heavens by understanding, setting boundaries for the seas. Creation itself rests on divine wisdom. Does the ocean stop where God commands? Perhaps your life does not need your frantic management. Let go and trust. Proverbs 3 also warns against withholding good when it is in your power to act, against plotting harm, against envy of the violent. Trust is not withdrawal from responsibility. It is walking rightly without striving to dominate. The Lord blesses the home of the righteous. He mocks proud mockers. He shows favor to the humble. Humility again. Letting go means loosening pride, releasing the need to prove, surrendering the desire to appear self-sufficient. Proverbs 3 ends with a quiet promise. The wise inherit honor. Fools get only shame. This is not immediate. It is cumulative. Trust is not dramatic. It is consistent. Letting go and trusting does not mean you stop thinking. It means you stop clinging. It means you move from self-reliance to God-reliance, from leaning on what you can see to submitting to what He knows. Trust with all your heart, not part, not the convenient sections, not the areas that feel safe, all. Lean not on your own understanding, not because understanding is useless, but because it is limited. In all your ways, acknowledge Him. Not some, not the spiritual compartments, all. And He will make your path straight. Not necessarily easy, not necessarily fast, but straight, aligned, directed, guided. Let go and trust is not about abandoning effort. It is about relocating confidence. Confidence not in your own sight, but in His wisdom. Not in your timing, but in His direction. Not in your control, but in His faithfulness. Today is not about figuring everything out. It is about releasing what you cannot control, surrendering what you cannot see, trusting what you cannot yet understand. Wisdom is steady. God is faithful. And the path becomes clear, not when you grip tighter, but when you trust deeper. What is amazing?